Hey y'all, I am so late. I was on my other channel and I was just talking my little heart out. And I totally am like 23 minutes late. I apologize if y'all have been here waiting. But, if you catch the replay, you'll get my apology. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and go ahead and hit the like button on your way out or before anytime before you leave. Okay, that would be awesome. So let me tell you something interesting that has just happened to moi. I very unexpectedly got a call a couple days ago from my little niece. Okay, now when I say little, I mean little. I think she just turned 4 or 5. She just turned 4 or 5. Okay. Now my whole family, they know about firing God. They know all that. They know it. Ain't nobody in the dark. Okay. And clearly, they've discussed it amongst themselves. The fact that I am no longer a practicing Christian. Okay. Now my little niece, she called to witness to me. Okay. Now if y'all don't know what witnessing is, it's basically, you go to someone and you tell them about the Lord. Okay. I don't know if they have it in other religions. I'm sure they do. You tell them about your religion, how wonderful it is. You're a recruiter. You're trying to recruit. Okay. You're recruiting for your team is what's happening. Right. So you tell them all the wonderful stuff and why they should, get this product and not the other. Hi, Edward. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. So my little niece, 4 or 5 years old, I'll just say she's 5 years old. She's witnessing. And then she's like, well, why don't you believe in God? And I tell her I just made a different decision. I used to believe it. I don't anymore. And that's all. Like, that's all there is to it. So finally she says, how did she say that? She said, she said, you're a bad person then. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, wow. I said, why am I a bad person? She said, because you don't believe. She said, because you don't believe in God. I said, is that what she said? And I said something like, first of all, I was shocked, right? And I don't know why I was shocked. If that's how I believed when I was, if you didn't believe in God, something was wrong with you, you were bad, you were clearly wrong, and you were clearly not as good as I was. Okay, because I believed in God, right? But even so, from a person so little, and for her to just know to assume, right, that I'm bad, right? And so I said, she said, because believing in God is right and all that. And I said, well, I just made a different right choice. That's all. Okay. You made that right choice. And I said, people make that right choice. And I made this right choice. Okay. So then, her mom got off the phone and all this other stuff. So then after that, I went back to what I was doing. And her mom, my sister, texted me and said, we already told her that you're not bad or something like that. She said in the text. And I was like, okay. But, that, like that was just, I don't know, like that really demonstrated why I wrote this book. Okay, why I wrote Firing God. Okay. Because the assumptions, right? And it's not just for Christianity, it's like whatever you believe in. Okay, if you're Muslim or Scientology or whatever else, hell, thousands of religions out there, and not just religions. Okay, if you believe what other stuff, okay, and somebody else doesn't believe that same way, it's like then automatically you assume that other person is less than, right? That other person is not as valuable as you are. So that means you can devalue them in some kind of way, okay? You can look at color. okay? People with certain hues of melanin, okay, are devalued by other people. You can look at facial features. People who look a certain way, you know, are devalued versus people who have all their senses, you know, so people who can walk versus people who can't, people who are tall versus people who are short, you know, they're devalued, okay? Because the idea is that if you don't think this way, then you must not be as worthy as I am, because I think this way. Look at the political shit that's going on. Okay. There's a whole bunch of that going on. Okay. So it's not just my little niece. Okay. People are being taught that even if you're not religious at all, okay, you got something going on, you know, regarding that stuff. You know, but that was just, you know, that was she became content when she said that. Okay. Content. So what I want to talk about today, right, is the last time, I believe it was last time I talked to y'all about money, the conversation I had with my son about money. Now, the work that I do deals a lot with trust, right? It deals a lot with trust. Hold on one second. I hear something that I should not be hearing. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was talking about money, right? So, or trust. So, and I just talked about this a little bit on my cybersecurity channel. Mm, Trust is something that we already have. Let me just say it that way. Trust, we already got it, okay? We already have it. we are now. What is trust? First of all, like what the hell is that? Okay. It's not something that you can hold in your hand like money, okay? But what is it like? What can I tell you? Trust is like, I want to say forgiveness, but you can't hold forgiveness in your hand either. Okay. Trust is like the space around us. Let me do that. Okay. Not the air, not the atmosphere, the space, right? That allows this computer screen to be here. That might, right. So that's like trust, right? Unlimited, all over the place, everywhere, all the time. Okay. Trust. Now, we don't see that, okay? We don't see that. We don't believe that, nothing, all right? We don't see that. So we figure we don't have it, okay? That is, it's something we have to accumulate, like money, okay? So paper money, paper currency, the stuff we can hold in our hand, having our electronically in our bank accounts and all that, okay, represents trust. Just like the flag, the United States flag represents the United States, the earth, okay, the ground and the air and the water and all that stuff that's here, right? The flag represents that stuff. It's not that stuff. That's not, the flag is not that, but it just represents it, okay? Same thing with money. Money represents trust. Now, which is why we feel like we need it. Like we can't live without it. We can't live without trust, right? We can't move, you know, without it. But the thing about trust, right? The thing about it, Edward, you say the universe. Yes. Yes. If you can think of it like that, right? The whole, and it's all over the place. And I tell my sons all the time, when you say outer space, like this space that we're in right now is the same as the space that's in outer space. Okay, like it's the same space. There's no distance between this space and that space. It's the same thing, right? The universe is like right here. Okay, so the thing about it is that, okay, so the money represents trust. Okay, now which is why we figure we need it. Okay, like we can't live without it, right? Because the thing about trust, though, let me tell you, you only need it. You only need trust when there's a goal. Okay, when you've created some kind of goal. Okay, otherwise you wouldn't need it. Trust for what? Okay. So when we create a goal, what happens is, because I'm just one person, okay? Now what I'm doing this for is to help us, because what I found is that the more I'm able to understand something, to understand how things work, the better choices or decisions I'm able to make, or the better questions I'm able to ask, okay? So now you have a goal. Let's say your goal is to get married. Okay, your goal is to get married, or to get a job, or to lose weight, or or to go grocery shop, whatever. You have a goal to get married. In order for you to do that, you don't want to just go pick somebody off this. This ain't caveman days, okay? We're not knocking folks over the head anymore, okay, and dragging them into. We're not doing that, okay? You want to find somebody compatible. Somebody that you like and love eventually, that you feel like, okay, I can be with this person, we can gel, we can hang out for the rest of our lives, if we need to. That's, you want to find, so I'm assuming that's what you want to find, unless you just want strife and hard times every day. I'm assuming that's what you want to find. Okay, so somebody compatible. Now, you're good. So that's your goal. Goal is to get married to somebody compatible that you love. All right. Now trust comes in, okay? Because you're not just going to trust that person. How are you going to meet that person? All right, you're going to be it. What the hell? Match.com, which is probably pretty much all you got right now with the Rona around here. Okay, but eventually, going to some place, meeting some people, talking to people, talking to your boys, talking to your girlfriends, like y'all know somebody, so you trust them to recommend somebody to you. I mean, so you're just making transactions, okay? Trust transactions all over the place, trying to find this person that you can spend the rest of your life with. And eventually, you're going to have to make a transaction with this person. You're going to have to trust them, okay? You're going to start telling them stuff that you probably never told anybody before. Why? Because now you trust this person, okay? What it means when you trust somebody, you are delegating to them a capability, okay? You're delegating something to this person, okay? And it doesn't have to just be a person. You can delegate trust to inanimate things too, okay? But let's keep it at the person level. So you're delegating something to this person, some kind of capability. So if I'm with you, okay, we're dating, okay, and I have feelings for you, okay, and now I want to really begin to share some stuff with you, some secrets maybe that I've never told anybody before, because now I have delegated to you a position of I have delegated to you like kind of like who do you tell secrets to? What kind of person do you tell? Nobody. You don't tell it to nobody. That's why it's a secret, right? Nobody. So if I'm telling you a secret, I am delegating to you power, okay? Because with whatever a secret is a secret, not because you don't know it. Okay, you don't know what I had for breakfast today. But that's not a secret. Just because you don't know it doesn't make it a secret, okay? A secret is something that has power to it. So you can actually use it to do something, to do something. That's a secret, okay? It's not just something you don't know, all right? Now, if I am telling you this secret, when it was just with me, I had all the power. I had all the power that this secret allows, okay? Now, if I'm sharing it with you, I still know it. That don't mean I don't forgot it because I shared it with you, okay? But now I'm sharing the power. I'm trusting, okay? I am trusting you with power that I had all to myself. Now you got some of it. Okay. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Okay. But the currency for that, the thing that had to be there before I shared this thing, was trust. Okay. Okay. That was like my like the thing that was connecting us, right? So that I could then share the secret with you. Okay. Intimate, very, very intimate, very, 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 very intimate. Okay. And even for people we do trust, right? Well, we feel like we trust, you still would not share that kind of power with them, for whatever reason. Okay. Now, I wrote a story in Tales from Eternity. I forget it has something to do with secrets, child. But what I said in there was that there is no such thing as a secret, right? Because if you know it, even if you know it, it's not a secret. Okay. Don't nobody know it's a secret, something that's hidden from everybody. Okay. Don't nobody know it. All right. That's a secret. Okay. But if only one person, even if it's just you, it's not a secret anymore. Okay. You know it. Now it's just a matter of, you sharing it or not, sharing what you know with somebody else or not. Right. Now, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine about, because I'm in cybersecurity, right? That's what I do for my job, my full-time job. And when the internet was first coming out and things were, on and popping, getting really popular, the guy, I think he worked for Microsoft, I believe, I forget his name, but he said, information wants to be free. That's what he said. Information wants to be free. Okay. Which is like part of the hackers manifesto, right? They're like, information should be free. Like anybody should be able to get information, basically. Okay. Just like you Google, if you Google some stuff, that stuff just pops right up, it just pops, it's right there for anybody to see and use, right? So, so we were having a discussion about that, right? And what I said was, well, I kind of agree with that, but I don't. I think information wants to be shared. That's what that's the way I see it. Right? Is that we want to share. Like sharing is what we do as human animals. Okay. I know they say as humans we socialize and we're in tribes and all that stuff, which is seems to be true as well. But I think more than anything, we want to share. And sharing, when you really share, you don't lose or gain anything. Okay? When you really, really share, you don't lose or gain. Right? Now, how's that possible? It's like you, it's kind of like, I say kind of because it's not exactly, but kind of like love. Right? You have different people in your life that you love in different ways. If you have children, nieces, nephews, and a whole lot of other stuff, you say, Edward, absolutely. You have a lot of people that you love, your parents, your grandparents, your friends, the lady, in the movie that you got to correct, like whatever. Okay. Does loving all those different people take anything from, like, are you depleting your reserve of love? No, you're not. Okay, you're not. Your reserve is not depleting. Are you gaining any more love by loving somebody else? No, you're not. You're not. That's how sharing, that's how real sharing is. Okay. You don't lose or gain anything. And I feel like I kind of like, I feel like that's what we do here as human animals, we share. That's just how we do that. Okay. Which then, and sharing has no goal. Okay, like trust, you have to have a goal for trust, but sharing, there is no goal in sharing. That is just, is like what the trees do. Okay, there is just, it's like colors. Like colors are here to they're just here. Okay, not looking for nothing, not gaining, just being like what it is, right? Sharing, just being, what it's like the sun. Okay, there's no goal, there's no intent, nothing. It's just sharing, that's all, you know. And the thing that really got me about a lot of this stuff is it's so damn simple. Right? So there is no complication to it at all. At all. It's simple, but so simple stuff, ordinary stuff that's right in front of your face. That's the stuff that's hardest to see. The hardest thing to see is what's right in front of your face. It's hard to see. It really is. Because it's right there. And we need to. It almost seems like we need to make things complicated, Like I'm doing a lot of stuff in my job right now where I'm really working to simplify how people understand what computers are. Okay. Because to hear these people tell it, to hear the technology experts tell it, you gotta have a damn PhD and a computer science, this, that, and the other thing and it's not. It absolutely is not complicated like that. It's not. It's so simple. It's ridiculous. Like, seriously, it's so simple, but it's almost like those are principles and laws of the universe. Absolutely, Edward. It's very, very simple. It just is. So I'm working really to help simplify that for a lot of people, because people get into this feeling like, oh man, I'm not smart enough. I'm not, and it's the same way with this non-dual stuff. Okay. It was the same way when I first, which I talk about in Firing God, right? When I first began asking questions and trying to figure out, well, what the hell is going on here? What I was hearing and seeing was that you had to have what the hell is that? A guru? No. Is it a guru? Yeah, you had to have a guru, a lineage, and be from this person and have studied under that person for 40 years and hiked mountains. Like there's a whole process you had to follow before you can say, I see, I kind of see what the hell is going on here. And that stuff is just not true. Okay. And I asked that question, right? When I was really active on Facebook and all the non-dual groups and stuff, I asked, I was like, do you have to have a guru or a lineage? Like, is that necessary? Because when people would introduce themselves, they'd be like, under this person, that person, I'm from, they would make it a point, like a resume. They would make it a point to say who they came from or who enlightened them or whatever the hell, So I started to feel some kind of way about that. I'm like, all I know is my mama, and she a Christian from down. Okay, so that's not, but yeah, so it's kind of like that. Like you make stuff complicated when it doesn't, and there's no one set way. Stop. There's no one set way. Okay. There absolutely is not. In fact, there is no way, period. Okay. And there's definitely not one set way. All right. Whew. All I know is what I see. Okay. And that's it. And I love to share. I love talking about this stuff. I absolutely do. I love talking about it. And as I mentioned at the end of Firing God, my main question was, so what? Like who, like, okay, like whatever. So what? Who cares if the universe is like whatever the universe, and I was wrong with everything. Like, so what the hell I got to do with anything, But it's kind of like I said at the Nothing. Edward, were you at the Nothing conference that we just had this past Saturday? So there at the conference, I talked about how when I went to the military, I was 17 or 18, and I had never been to the eye doctor. Okay. So I could see everything according to me. Like I knew there wasn't nothing wrong with my eyes. Okay. But I'd never had them checked before. Okay. Until I got to the military. You got to go through and do all those tests and stuff. So they gave me an eye exam, and chow, those people put them glasses, put that glass, I put that glass and ask you, can you see better in this one? That I was like, yeah, I was shocked. I mean, absolutely shocked. I was shocked that all that time I was not seeing clearly, and I thought that I was. Because I could see everything. Everything. I could see everything. It just was not clear. Okay? It wasn't clear. Now, with the glasses, it was so clear. It was so, it's not like before stuff was hidden and no, I still saw everything. With the glasses on, it was so much clearer, and I was just like amazed. I'm telling you, which is the same thing, that this is. Things are so much clearer. I ain't seeing nothing different, it's just clearer, right? It's almost like so this thing right here is like a 1080 resolution. And the one over here is like, I think it's 760 or something like that, right? This picture is much clearer. It's much, and you can almost see, like you can see like stuff isn't all blended together like it is a little bit in this one. Okay. Clarity, being able to see more clearly, and in some sense more broadly, right? When you can see more clearly, you see more of a thing, than when it's all like smushed with another image or something. Like you can clearly see the line of demarcation, I guess, or whatever the hell. But it is a difference, right? It absolutely is a difference. I need to sit down somewhere. You work a lot, Edward. Yeah, I know. We really do all work a lot. I saw this, oh my God, I saw the saddest statistic I'd ever seen in my life. I'm telling you. I mean, the amount of time, right, that we spend doing things other than living, okay, other than really truly paying attention to what is going on and where we are and who we are. I mean, so spending time in traffic, now that depends on where you live, but around here where I live, I mean, you spend like months of your life in traffic, just sitting in a car trying to get home or to work. Crazy, crazy. That is ridiculous. There was another one I saw, how we spend like 8 years of our lives dieting or trying to lose weight. I think that's what it said. Trying to, I mean, it's crazy. The stuff that we use time for. Okay. It's like somebody, now that's the thing right there, right? Is your time, even though time is like smell, right? It's just like another sense. But it seems like time is something that we're given and we got to spend it. Okay. And the things that we spend it on, child, is crazy. Like it's really, really crazy. It's real nuts when you look at it. Okay. But yeah, work. We spend a lot of time, which is why I think people say, you really need to love what you're doing so that work doesn't seem like work. That you don't have to leave work to go, home and be good. If you just can't tell a difference between work and what you're actually doing, So that's important, especially if you got to commute. Oh, commuting is the worst. But I have to tell you though, for some reason, and I don't know why, I ain't trying to figure out why either. But many of those experiences that I write about in Tales from Eternity happened when I was in a car, which is crazy. That is so nuts. Like, and I don't know, like, I I have no idea why. Like I can think of three of the most, like the one time I was in the car coming from the train station and like my thoughts just stopped. They completely stopped, completely. When you're thinking, you can feel like movement, right? Like you feel some kind of movement. That movement, it felt like somebody put a plug in my head and like all the gears just ground to a halt. It felt weird, but then I was like, whoa, like what is, I couldn't think, what is this, but I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm driving, right? And I'm noticing how I'm able to turn. So I was right at a light and I had to take a left to get to the highway. So I'm driving, I'm taking the left, and I'm noticing that I'm not thinking about it. Like I'm not thinking in my head, take a left. I'm not, like there's no thoughts at all of anything. At first I was fascinated. I'm like, what the hell is that? I was just, but then very quickly, that fascination did not last long. What quickly took over was fear like I had never felt before. I got so scared because so and the plug left and I was able to think again. Like I felt movement in there again, right? But being able to be being able to be without thinking was the most terrifying thing. It was almost as if I felt like I need thought. I love what I do. I'm a truck driver. Oh, you are? Awesome. That's good. And I've heard that a lot of truck drivers love that job. They absolutely love it. That's good. I'm glad you like what you do. But I was like, the thoughts were, for some reason, and here's another one, right? That in order for me to function, I have to be able to think. Okay, which sounds reasonable, right? It sounds reasonable, but I have at least a little bit of evidence that that's not true. Okay, I'm still here. I'm still able to decide. I was able to make decisions without what I call thought, with all these things running around and telling myself, turn right in order for me to turn right, or telling myself turn left to turn left. I was still able to decide and choose without that. Isn't that crazy? So that's one of the things I wrote about, right? And that happened when I was in the car. Another thing that happened when I was in the car is, actually I was on the bus. I was on the bus going to work, and it was raining that day. I'm on the left side, and this is very clear, okay? I'm sitting on the left side of the bus, all right? And I'm looking out the window, the rain and the cars and stuff. And all of a sudden, the only way I could say it is I did not care anymore, okay? It was like everything that was going on out there, the cars, the rain, the street, the people walking, the storm clouds, all of it, I did not care anymore. Which was weird. Okay. It was almost like it was almost like I was out there. Okay. Like me, myself, like Cheryl was out there. Like I was the car and the people and the thing. And all of a sudden, all that was just pulled back. Okay. It was still, the cars and stuff was still there. There was still raining, all that was still happening. But I did not care anymore, which meant I was not that anymore. Okay. Man, that was so weird. I'm telling you, I can't even, I wish I could articulate it better. But now that didn't mean I now hate it or something. I mean, there was just nothing, like there was no feeling for anything out there, nothing. Okay. And then it, everything went back to normal. Okay. I was out there again. But that experience was crazy. I'm telling you. See, and this is why I had to blog about stuff. I would have never, the way I'm talking to y'all right now about this stuff, I'd have been put in a straitjacket or something, with all the stuff that was going on, because it was just weird. I didn't even know how to explain it, barely able to articulate it, which is why I started the damn blog. Okay, because I had to put this stuff somewhere. I couldn't talk to anybody about it, of course. But I had to, and I love writing is my thing. I love writing. So I was happy to just write about it. And what was the third thing? There was a third thing that happened in the car. So there was that one, and there was something else. It was I in a bus? I think I was in a bus again. I'm on the bus. Before Corona and all this stuff, I would take the bus to work. Okay, to and from work. So this other one, right? And I don't know if I have this in a book or not. I have to look or see. We can see. But again, on the way to work, we had just left my house. Okay, so I'm on the bus. I remember looking at the trees. I'm on the right side of the bus this time. Okay, last time I was on the bus. I'm on the right side of the bus. We have this big old copse of trees. Okay, across the street as you're going up, almost before you get to the Dunkin' Donuts where I live. Okay. I'm looking at the trees, okay, and I feel, okay, how can I say this? I'm moving, okay, I'm moving, but nothing else is. Is that how I want to say that? Like, what's happening? Something stopped, okay. How can I explain this, y'all? This is so hard. Okay, something was going on with the movement. Okay, I was so normally when you're riding or you're driving somewhere, there's movement. This stuff is you're moving in the car, so it looks like the things next to you are moving back, whatever. None of that was happening. Let me just say that none of that was happening. Okay, now I don't know how more I can explain that. Okay. What normally happens when you are in a vehicle, okay, and the way you feel when you're moving forward and what everything else looks like as it appears to be moving past you, none of that was happening, okay, while I'm on the bus, okay. So, like I said, Edward, a lot of the things, many of them did not, but most of the stuff that I talk about in that in Tales from Eternity are experiences that happened while I was in a vehicle, some kind of vehicle. And there's another one too, but there's a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, yeah, so that's what it is. So trust is when you really get to see like what that is, because I have spent many nights like worrying. And that was one of the things when I was a Christian that I was so sick of. I was so sick of going to bed worrying about something and waking up worrying about something. I mean, my first thought was about how a bill was going to get paid. My first thought was about how I'm going to divorce this man that I cannot stand. I'm telling you, going to bed worrying and waking up worrying is the worst. The worst. I was so sick of it. I was so sick of it. Really, which is why I was like, look, I need to be a better Christian. So, because I can't take, I mean, why am I here? Okay. And you know what? The thing that really gets me is when people say stuff about children, how they didn't ask to be here. And, you that child didn't ask to be here. So you got it. And I'm thinking, who did ask to be here? Like, show me one person on the earth who asked to be here. Okay. Like, seriously, like, what does that mean? Nobody asked to be here. What are you talking about? I don't remember asking to be here. Shit. I don't know if it was an out of body because I was still that I wasn't. I've read out of body experiences, and it wasn't that like I wasn't floating or nothing like that. Maybe it was. I don't know, but it wasn't what a typical out of body sounds like. Like you can see your own body, and I remember this one lady that I read. She was looking at her own body and like felt nothing for it, kind of like the cars. Maybe it was right, but I just wasn't out of my body. I was, or that I didn't have that kind of out of body. Maybe it was, but it was a different kind of out of body experience. I guess I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, I was out of something, child. Something was out or off or or crooked or something. It was a crooked body experience, maybe, child. I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That experience I have with my little niece, which is I have to talk to her mama about that. But like, what y'all telling that girl? And what y'all saying about me in front of that baby? Okay, Lord. Now let me say this one last thing before I go. I don't know if y'all have seen Waiting for Armageddon. I'm gonna find that again. This documentary is called Waiting for Armageddon. Okay. When I saw it, I believe it was on HBO or something. Or no, it was on Netflix. It was on Netflix when I saw it. Waiting for Armageddon. This documentary really helped me to see myself, and the way I was when I was a Christian. Okay. As much as we talk about love and Jesus and forgiveness and child, at the end of the day, that is not what we value. We value enemies. We value war and blood and winning and seeing somebody else lose. As a Christian now, that is mostly what I value, what I look forward to. Okay. Yeah, to love, all that, like whatever. What I really want to see is you get your ass handed to you on Judgment Day. That's what I want to see. Okay. Seriously. That's what I valued. Okay. Yeah. But that documentary is something else. I'm telling you, it's something else. And it's true. It is absolutely 100% true. 100% true. Okay. All right. So I'm done talking y'all ear off today. And again, I'm sorry for being late. I was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, child, running my mouth on my other channel. But thank you, Edward, for being here. I really appreciate you, and I'm so excited that you're engaging and you give me a lot of great comments and very awesome. Thank you so much, Edward. And I will see you and whoever's watching the replay back here. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so that we can have these kinds of conversations about real stuff, like what's really going on. I enjoyed the satsang. I've done satsangs, however you say them, and all that before, but I most enjoy talking about everyday stuff, like this kind of stuff, money and relationships and, children, running through my video while I'm doing it, that kind of stuff, discipline, parenting, okay, jobs, work, retirement, all that stuff, health. I have a really interesting talk I want to have about health, okay? Because we done lost our minds when it comes to health. We really have. All right, and the way we think about it, right? As if absence of disease means you healthy. Child, no. Or absence of a certain amount of fat means you're healthy. No, that is not true. Okay, so, but I'm not gonna get on that today because that's another hour conversation, right? Let me put that down. We're talking about health next time. Okay, all the brainwashing and propaganda that we we endure and share and create, okay, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, Ever, I'm going to be live. I do all these live. I don't like doing recordings. Like, even if nobody's here, I just like being live. Okay, so I will come live, and I'll put I'll schedule it so you know. Okay, so you can make time if you need to, but you can always catch the replay too. Thank you again, Edward, for being here. Thank you all watching the replay, and I will see you here next time on Life Without a Witness. Okay, have a good night.